The European Commission has unveiled its plan to levy provisional additional tariffs of up to 38.1% on Chinese-made electric vehicles.
The move is founded on unsubstantiated claims, sparking serious concerns over trade protectionism and the application of double standards.
The tariff hikes came 8 months after the EC self-initiated an anti-subsidy investigation into battery electric vehicles imported from China. The move was prompted by the EC's accusations that China was flooding the bloc with cheaper electric vehicles as a result of overproduction, which the EC attributed to significant state subsidies in China. However, the rationale justifying the tariff increase seems far from convincing.
First, the anti-subsidy investigation and its outcome were both politically motivated.
The anti-subsidy investigation was announced by EC President Ursula von der Leyen in her State of the Union speech in September 2023, just moments before she called for de-risking from China, a reflection of how intertwined trade, economy, and politics have become. According to EU rules, an anti-subsidy investigation is usually launched only once a complaint has been lodged by an industry or a member state. However, in this instance, the EC launched the investigation on its own initiative. The investigation and tariff hikes coincided with rising trade protectionism on the part of the EU. Since January 2024, the EU has introduced at least 33 trade protection measures against China. The investigation and subsequent tariff hikes constitute an abuse of power, are unfair to Chinese companies, and have led to significant controversy and divided European public opinion.
Second, the EU's claim of overproduction in China's EV sector is largely a misconception, conveniently used as a pretext for trade protectionism and double standards.
In 2023, about 80% of Germany's automobiles were sold overseas. In comparison, only 12.7% of China's new energy vehicles were sold overseas. There is no reason to accuse China of overproduction. Instead, China's EV industry faces underproduction in the long run. As transportation electrification advances, increasing demand for EVs is driving automakers to expand production capacity. In an investigative report published in April 2024, Bloomberg found no data to back claims of China's overcapacity in the EV sector, and Chinese automakers' inventories didn't look high either. Notably, China's EV production boom will also help the world meet the increasingly strong global demand for electric vehicles if the world wants to achieve net zero emissions.
Last but not least, regarding subsidies, the EU's accusations are overblown.
Chinese Vice Minister of Commerce Lin Ji said earlier this month that China found many of the subsidies claimed by the EU in the investigation are not considered to be subsidies in terms of WTO regulations. Lin said that among several subsidies available in both the EU and China, subsidies in some EU sectors were found to be higher than those in China. Some European politicians hold that China's state subsidies resulted in significant competitiveness in the EV sector. However, industry insiders in China attributed it to technology progress driven by fierce competition, complete supply chains, brand new infrastructure, as well as lower energy and land costs, rather than excessive subsidies.